It's time to soothe, groove, and move those hidden innuendos. Hello, and welcome to the program. I may get some flack for this, but I hate it when people tell me the let them movement.
The Mel.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't agree with it. I don't.
Tell me why.
Because I'm tired of when I mentioned this on my stories of the girl who treated me poorly or the girl that cheated on me. Let them. If we continue to let people do these types of things to us, then guess what? They're going to be okay with it, knowing that they can pass this trait down to the next person, so on and so forth. So there's no accountability whatsoever. And if there's no accountability, then how are we making that message come across to these people saying, hey, what you did is wrong? Instead of like, oh, it's okay. Go ahead. You'll probably do it to the next person, but you're not going to do it to me again. Mm-hmm. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And I always say that, hey, for a girl that did me wrong, I want them to, hey, by the way, I did not like the way you treated me that night. I did not like the way that you called me a different name. You know, like, I think that we need to remind these people who are doing wrong to let them, hey, what you did was wrong. And I just want you to know on the next date you go on with someone else, not to do this thing again.
Yeah. Let me tell you the way that I interpreted that message.
Please do.
Because I do enjoy Mel Robbins' podcast, and I haven't read the book, but she talks about it a lot on her podcast. And I think, or the way I understood it, was releasing your attachment to them doing it differently. So not that you can't voice that, hey, this was wrong, or hey, I didn't like this, or hey, I want you to change, or I want you to do something different. But if they don't see that or acknowledge it or take the step to change, then you not having the attachment to them doing that. So it's like, I'm going to let you continue to be the way that you are, and I'm going to detach from you because that's what's safe for me, or that's what's best for me.
I see. Okay.
So not it's like sustaining mistreatment, if that makes sense.
Right. But can you remind them and let them be held accountable, regardless if they take it in or not, and just say, like I said, you did this to me. I'm okay with it. I'm going to move on, but I want you, and kind of remind them, like, I want you to do a better job as a human, to respect each other differently, or respect that woman or man differently. Mm-hmm. Whether they take it for face value, but I don't know. For some reason, I just don't really like that. I hate that. I hate hearing that. It drives me crazy, to be honest.
We can always make requests of people to do something differently, or to act a different way, or treat us different. We can always ask somebody to do that. But whether or not they comply should not be something that we are holding on to.
Absolutely.
So if you make the request, like, hey, that was really messed up and don't do that to me again, and they do it to you again, then it's like you're letting them continue the behavior that they're choosing, but you're then removing yourself from being the recipient of that, which is really what a boundary is.
Yeah, exactly right.
A boundary is what you will do if somebody continues to the behavior that's not working for you.
Yeah. Okay, now I understand. Okay. But I still honestly, I just can't stand it, because that's just that's the answer to everything. Let them. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to.
I think let them is like the catchy 2-word phrase, right? But I think it should be like, let them continue their behavior and remove yourself if it's not working for you. And that being the empowered thing. Like, because we get into these control places with people in relationships where we want them to change, or we want them to do something differently, and we're trying to like force it. We're trying to force them to see the light or be a different person or whatever. And they don't want to. They're not asking for any of the help around changing or seeing their mishaps. And yet we assume that they want that from us. And so we control, and we try and we try and we try. And when they don't want it or they don't do it, we get pissed off that they're trying to just be the person that they're choosing to be in this life, instead of stopping the trying and going a different direction.
So we're trying to change them, in a sense.
I would think so. Like, if you have somebody who is, I'm trying to think of an example, like said something rude to you. Say you were out with a group of people and your partner was like, oh, you're going to wear that. You're going to wear that to this gathering. Like, what are people going to think of you? right? And you're like, don't talk to me that way. That's not appropriate for you to say to me. We're wanting them to talk to us differently. We're wanting them to be a respectful partner when maybe they aren't a respectful partner and have no desire to be in a respectful relationship.
That's like being called out fat for wearing like a striped shirt, and you're like, this is my favorite shirt, I'm going to wear it, so fuck off, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, if anyone listening has a partner who's telling them what they should and should not wear, that is a big red flag. And
We're
especially
talking
in
men or women?
both. In a disrespectful way. If they're saying those undercutting statements like, are you sure you want to go out of the house like that? Or what will people think of you if you're wearing this? That's controlling, and that's not the way that you approach that conversation with your partner. If your partner's wearing something that you don't like, it's like, hey, tell me about that shirt choice. I'm going to tell you what I see, and you have a dialogue about it. It's not the undercutting or the making them feel bad or making them second guess that maybe I really love this shirt and you know that, but you're saying it to me to try to just make me pissed off or assert some sort of control.
Yeah, I love it too when I go on dates, I like to wear a V-neck. I like to wear a nice V-neck shirt. That's just what I like to wear. And then I know that there's some women who get really dressed up, and that's totally fine. And I feel like the women are really dressed up, and you got the men who just put jeans and a t-shirt, and there's really no equal playing field when it's like well-dressed people. But again, like, I like to look presentable. But what's your take on that? Do you think men should really dress the part as well? Like, we're talking like polo shirt, a button down, maybe even a suit, right? Don't you think like we should bring the suits back?
Depends on where you're going.
I don't care.
Wear a suit to
not on the
coffee.
hike.
But maybe that's part of the like the excitement or the conversation around the date. It's like, hey, I'd love to like get dressed up and go to this nice place, and I'd love for you to get dressed up and like let's make a night of it. Or if you don't want to do that, like go for the coffee date or go for the walk around the lake or something that's, very clearly like we're not dressing up for this thing.
Yeah.
But I think men could dress up more often, and an error on the side of being too dressed up. I do agree with that.
You're talking about men being too dressed, or women?
Men could do that more often.
They should. I think they should.
Yeah.
My friend. Because how many times have you seen this before? Like, you see like these really beautiful women hanging out with these guys in like a sweatshirt and a backwards hat and like sweatpants.
Yeah.
And like this goes back, like these women take all this time to get all dolled up for you, and you're just wearing like a backwards hat. You don't even look like you took a shower or shaved in like 3 days.
Yeah.
Like, I see that all the time in Orange County.
Yeah.
But women are okay with that. Like, would you be okay if John was like, you know what, I know you look beautiful tonight, but I'm just going to wear my shirt from last night and some jeans, or maybe if I'm lucky, I'll just wear the sweatshirt or sweatpants?
No, I wouldn't be okay with that.
Yeah. So do you think like women are okay with that? Like, they're just being passive with whatever he wears is okay?
Well, I think it goes into the bucket of consideration, right? Like after the first date, you're assessing how the conversation went. You're assessing what the person wore, how they carried themselves, right? You're assessing all the things. So if he was a phenomenal person, but showed up in a backwards hat, maybe it wouldn't have that much weight versus somebody who was kind of so-so that showed up in a backwards hat.
I see.
And maybe I think backwards hats are super sexy, and maybe I think they're terribly like repulsing, right? Like all women also have different tastes in what they like in a man. So it's hard to put a blanket statement on anything.
Yeah, because I think a backward hat is fine on a Saturday afternoon when you're going to like a farmer's market. But if you're going to like a nice little bar, like chill lounge, wearing a backwards hat, like if you're a young kid, like in your 20s, then that's a different story. Like, we know exactly why. But if you're like a 40-year-old man like myself, who still dresses like he's in his 20s, is that really the right message you want to send to this girl that like is all dolled up for you and wants to look all nice for you, and like you just kind of come in looking like a schlub?
Okay, so I'm gonna throw another wrench in this scenario. So I'm gonna gender this because I see it a lot in women. Women like projects. Some women like projects. And I'm speaking as a former project seeker. Okay. So if you see a man come on a date and you're like, oh, I could totally fix this guy up. I could totally make him fix his wardrobe, whatever. It's like, I don't know if it's part of a challenge or it's the need for kind of distraction or doing a lot for someone else instead of sitting with yourself and your own feelings, at least in my experience. I tended to choose men who were projects more mentally than like how they physically presented themselves. But I could see that as like maybe a subconscious, this guy's not really all put together, but I could fix him. I could be the one that turns him around. I could be the one, sort of the white knight version, the female version of the white knight. I don't know. Just a theory.
I actually do. I am going to post a reel on etiquette as far as like how men should dress. And then like one of them is going to be highly influenced on hygiene.
Yeah. Please. Yeah.
I've walked by some first dates, and I know they're first dates because I can tell like just a first date from a mile away, and I can smell this guy. I'm like, oh God, like buddy, like that cologne is horrible.
The cologne. Can we just stop it with the cologne?
Wait, what's your thought on it? You do or do not like cologne?
Don't. Well, I'm very sensitive to smell. So like the tiniest bit of cologne or perfume, it like almost gives me an instant headache. And that I know that's not the case of everybody. And I know there are more subtle colognes than other colognes, but my experience with cologne has only been terrible. And I'm like, I would rather like smell good, obviously take a shower, but not needing the additional perfumery, if that is a word, on top of that. What's your take on cologne as a man?
I have to say, I love cologne but again, I know this may sound a little bougie, so forgive me, but when I am going cologne shopping, there's two, and I will not say that because I don't want to let the secret out, but these two colognes are the best colognes any woman or man will ever smell. And I can't tell you how many men have complimented the way I smell when then they walk by me. Mm-hmm. But I love it, but I don't spray and douse myself or shower myself completely.
Okay.
Like I think one spray on the neck or when you get out of the shower on the chest hair.
Yeah.
And also on the calves too. If you actually happen to spray behind your calves, what happens is that the aroma happens to lift up. The fragrance will pass on for the whole entire night.
Hot take.
Something new. Yeah.
Hot take. Okay. Yeah. All right. See? Preferences. Yeah. You will find a woman who really appreciates and enjoys your cologne.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do love a nice smell of perfume on a woman. I'm not gonna lie.
Great.
There's some I'm like, oh God, I just couldn't do it.
Like when you're walking into like a Macy's or something and you're like, oh my God, there's like I'm being assaulted by all these smells.
Well, I'll tell you this. There's one date I went on with a girl and she looked amazing. And all of a sudden when I gave her a hug, the perfume that she was wearing was like something my grandma used to wear.
Oh.
It was horrible.
And smells can really, it like triggers our olfactory, like it's our olfactory sense. So it's a lot of our memories are associated there.
Yeah.
So it could go for better or worse, right? And if you were wearing the same cologne as maybe her ex, that could be a problem.
Yeah. Highly doubtful. Again, not to brag, but highly doubtful because I do a good job of making sure that what's this guy wearing? Okay, good. Because I'm not going to wear that one. I'm going to go to this one over here.
Okay.
So I do really good reconnaissance work on my cologne.
Good.
I take pride in my cologne.
As you should, because it can go one of two ways.
It could, yeah. Hopefully the best way. But by the way, how is your podcast doing? By the way, I know you just had a baby. Are we back in the full swing?
I never stopped.
Good. Fuck yeah.
I pre-recorded 3 months of episodes.
No kidding.
They were scheduled and released every week for 12 weeks. And I'm pretty proud of that because it's a lot of fucking work, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
To create an episode, edit it, get it, produced, all the things. So it's going really well and it is continuing to grow. And I love when I get feedback from people on YouTube or that email me and are just like, this really resonated or you're speaking my story. It's like, we're so not alone in all of this, in this human experience. So finding the podcast or the group or the community or whatever that can validate your experience is so important. Yeah,
absolutely. I was going to ask you whenever you want me to come on, if you want to guest. I would love to be on your podcast. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And talking about from a male perspective, having been through the heartbreak of a female. Are we considering her a narcissistic person? Do you
You
want
know
to answer that
what's
question?
do you know what's funny is I've let all my followers answer that, and they've 9 out of 10 times said narcissist. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Well,
manipulator. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I think it would be good for my listeners to hear from a man's point of view. I really like that
Yeah.
idea
I would love that.
because we can sometimes categorize, again, right? Blanket statements of the man is always the narcissistic person, which is not the case. And for them to see that there's also men who have been hurt in similar ways, I think kind of, I don't know, makes it maybe less scary to try to find a good man because it's evidence that there are men other than just narcissistic men out there.
Right. Because you see that all the time is, he treated me like shit or he was narcissistic. It's all his fault. The
Yeah.
finger is always blamed at the man. And I understand that. And I would say majority, yes.
Yeah.
But there's also the other way around where it can boomerang on these women who are the ones who are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these women are like, I can't believe that they even thought of that.
Yeah.
And you get blindsided because you've been with this person for that long. You think you know them, but you really don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is part of the hardest, like the reconciliation of that. Like, who was this person that I thought that I was, with, that I was sleeping next to, sleeping with for 4 years, 5 years, 25 years? Like, when they turn out to be a different person, it is life shattering because it makes you second guess not just them, but yourself and how you're able to trust yourself in your decisions and how you didn't see the red flags or how you did see the red flags and ignored them. There's a lot of trust that gets decimated when deception happens like that.
Do you think right now in the dating world, is it good to be a 40-year-old or a 30-year-old right now in the dating world?
Well, what's the difference?
I'm going to say the 40-year-old has a little bit more experience, not only because they're older, but I'm going to say that if you're 40 and on an online dating app, you're going to assume that this person was married, has kids, where the 30-year-old probably was never married, doesn't have kids. So is it more of a red flag to be a single parent on a dating app or to be a 30-year-old on a dating app with no kids and no marriage?
I'm going to say whether you're 30 or 40, it's a red flag if you haven't done your work. Because regardless of your age, regardless of if you're married or divorced, if, like, let's say the 30-year-old has done a lot of their own therapy, understands who they are, knows what they want, knows what red flags to stay away from, isn't going to put up with bullshit, right? And let's say the 40-year-old is divorced and has kids and hasn't done their work around that. It's, to me, what's going to set up a healthy relationship is your ability to show up healthfully in the relationship. And the only way we can do that is by understanding who we are and what baggage we're bringing into that situation.
Yeah. And who do you think would benefit more if, let's say, if we're going back to that example, the 40-year-old who has the kids, divorced, would they benefit from having a 30-year-old who never been married and not married? Or do you think the 30-year-old who was never married and doesn't have kids would benefit from that lifestyle of being with someone who is on that side, having kids, being married? Because they can grasp that emotional intelligence from that person as far as what to do, what not to do, how to cope whenever there are kids involved. So is it kind of like setting them up for success in a way?
But that's assuming that the 40-year-old has done their work and knows how to do those things.
All assumptions, yeah.
Yeah. Because I want to be clear that just because you're older doesn't mean you're wiser.
Nope, 100% true.
There can be, the 30-year-old could be more emotionally intelligent and aware of themselves than a 40-year-old who's never done their work. So I would say if the 30-year-old wanted kids and wanted marriage and the 40-year-old was more emotionally intelligent, had healed from his past divorce, healed his patterns from what he contributed to that divorce, yeah, great. I wouldn't say a blanket statement, though, that a 40-year-old with kids is a better option because some people don't want kids.
Sure. Oh, yeah. That's a lot. There's a lot of women, by the way, on dating apps who don't have kids, don't want kids.
Yeah.
And they made that very clear right off the bat. Like, I do not want to have kids. I want to travel. So if you have kids, you're pretty much shit out of luck.
Yeah, and that's tough when you already have kids.
Yeah,
For
but
sure.
it's not the other way around though. I've
With
seen
men.
men's profiles saying, I don't want to be with a girl that has kids. Men actually
Hmm.
are appreciative of women having kids.
Why
It's
do
so
you think?
odd. I think because it's the motherly figure that a lot of men love.
Hmm.
Like for me, I'll just tell you, like, I love it when I see a pregnant woman because I think it's so beautiful that
Hmm.
these women are carrying life in them. And the fact that, like, you know, men are big babies when we're sick.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was sick, like the girlfriends that I had, they would always, you know, take care of me and be motherly. So I feel like a lot of men love that and they still need that. They still cherish that.
Hmm.
So I think like dating a single mom is extremely sexy.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
Yeah. Again, it all comes back to preferences.
Yeah.
Because you having kids or you wanting kids or you wanting to be with a woman with kids doesn't make you better or worse than somebody who doesn't want those things.
Right.
It just makes you not compatible. So really the way I see that is like these people who know what they want so clearly are really helping themselves deter or helping themselves deter men or women that aren't aligned. I don't know why that's
Yeah.
sounding weird in my head. They're not going to get in a relationship or start dating somebody who wants kids if they don't. And that's saving
Oh, yeah.
everybody time, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean one choice is better than the other. It just means that's what they want and might be different than what you want.
What about this? Let me ask you this question here, because I know politics get involved. Religion is like the huge factors because you meet someone amazing. Everything is going great. And all of a sudden they start talking about the PNR.
Mm.
What's your political party? What's your religion? And if you answer both or one of those incorrectly, you're out. I know, and I hate talking about politics, but that's one of the things that a lot of people are like vehemently like just say on a profile. If you are a, you know what, then fuck off. Or if you believe in Jesus, fuck off. You know, it's like
yeah. Ah, God. Well, the political climate right now has really made us very divisive.
Yeah.
It's pitting people against each other. And I don't know if that was the way it was before maybe Trump came into office. I don't know on the dating apps what that looked like in terms of if you're a conservative, I don't want to talk to you, or if you're a Democrat, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that there can't be a conversation around like, tell me why you believe these things, and being able to hold like the duality of both. And again, sort of that being a factor to a person and not being the only thing that defines the person.
Or do you think it's kind of like, you know what? I don't care. As long as like you love me and I love you, as long as like you and I respect the hell out of each other,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't care what your political beliefs are, and as long as we don't bring them in the bedroom, we're good.
Yeah.
Because there is a way of coexisting.
Yeah.
I've seen there's a lot of people before Trump was even in office and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like, is it possible to bring or not bring politics and religion into the bedroom? I think there is.
I think if there's good communication and that baseline level of respect around, I want to understand why you believe this, and that gets to just be what it is. It doesn't mean I like you more or less because of that. I don't know. I haven't run into that situation personally, but I think that where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. I can tell you right now, like I see this hand over fist now in every profile. It's if you're this party, nope. Or if you're that religion, nope. So, and I get it. I understand preferences. People want what they want.
Yeah.
And I get that. But let's just say if you got 9 out of 10 boxes checked off, and that one is politics or religion, is it really going to make a big difference?
For some people, though, that's a huge value.
Yeah.
Right. And if it is a huge value of yours, you're going to align a lot of your life around that value. And so it will become a bigger problem. Yeah. For somebody who kind of isn't very political, but has some political beliefs, but it's like not top 10 values, then it's going to show up a lot less in their life. It's going to show up a lot less in conversation with the partner. And maybe this applies more to religion, practicing Catholic or something, and you attract somebody who is an atheist. I don't know. How much time does that take up in conversation? How much time does that take up in the way that you orient the way that you set up your life, right?
Yeah. Right.
So I think, again, it's dependent on how important it is to that person.
Yeah, I can't tell you. I actually did date, but we messed around an atheist who was nuts. Don't ask me why I decided to pursue this girl, but something about her was very attractive.
Yeah.
She had like long hair, but on one side she had shaved head,
Yeah.
and she had tattoos all over her.
Yeah.
Again, I would never take this type of girl to mom because I'd never dated a girl like this. But for some reason, I was like, her and I had amazing chemistry. But we both have different political and religion backgrounds, but we were like magnetic.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And maybe if it's just for some fun, like that gets to just be what it is. If you're trying to build a
Maybe.
life with somebody, maybe there's more consideration around those things. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen the Curb Your Enthusiasm. I don't know if you ever saw that.
No.
Okay, so there's like an episode where because David, the main character, is Jewish, and he goes into like a non-Jewish like Palestinian chicken market, and she's like, you Jew, but they have an attraction towards each other. So she's like, I hate you for being Jewish, but yeah, keep fucking me. Like it was just odd, but the point I'm trying to make is that sometimes opposites do really attract.
Yeah.
It just happens. So
again,
anyway.
It's like so hard to have a blanket statement around anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, if that can work in your relationship or with the person that you're starting to date, then do it.
Yeah. I think the point is don't just settle for what you see on a picture. Don't go for like 6'5" and tall, dark and handsome. Try something different because you never know. You actually may really fall in love with that person. You may become like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Try like different types of coffee and tea and you never know. See what brews.
Never know. That goes back to the, taking the pressure off of it. Like, well,
yes.
Usually I go for the tall, dark, and handsome. I'm going to go have coffee with this blonde, shorter guy and see what happens. Like maybe it's just coffee. Maybe it's horrible and I get to tell the story to my friends. Maybe we become best friends. Who knows? Like,
yeah. And you're back in the dumpster fire.
Right.
I'm at the dating app, sorry.
Yes, but not looking at it like it's this fire that you're ever consumed in that you'll never get out of.
Trying to be a smart ass, but no,
I know.
yes.
I know.
I mean that in a good way, but
yeah.
But it's so great to see you, my friend. Like honestly, like I was, so great to have you back with me again. And I know again I apologize because the accident just kind of fucked my mind up. So like I have not been thinking clearly. But I want to do a round through with you, and I want to clear my thoughts and come up with some better ideas to talk about because
yeah, I thought this was great.
And like I feel I still feel traumatized, by the way.
Of course you do. You got fucking T-bombed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary. And I mean, do you have any like broken anything, or you got out with just bruises?
Bruises. I don't know if you can see my hand. You can see like right there.
Yeah.
I'm all bruised up all over the place.
Yeah.
But thank goodness, no broken bones.
Yeah, and your kids weren't in the car. Like, oh my God. I drive by, I don't know, this is being a mom now, but like I'll drive by an accident and have like a panic attack, imagining myself in that situation and having Faye in the backseat and like not being able to get her out of the car. So, like, I don't know. I drove past a car that was on fire the other day and I was just like, I lost it. I like completely lost it. So I look at things a whole hell of a lot differently now, but I'm so glad that you were safe and
yeah.
Well, whenever you're ready to talk about that, maybe
we'll do it on your podcast.
Maybe, yeah. Let's do it. We could talk about how, I don't know. I'll think of a good spin on a topic.
That'd be great. I love that. I'm raising class to you, Faye and John. It's so good to see you, my friend. Honestly.
Yes, good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me back.
Are you kidding me? I want you to keep coming back. Like you're like family. You're like my sister. So like, anything I can do to help you, girl, I want to be there for you.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.